Hey. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Greetings, everyone. My name is Pierce Freelon. I am an educator and artist, musician, and former Durham City Council member. Hello, friend. Did you come to sit in on my breakout? Let's go. I got the boss in my breakout. Let's go. Okay, cool. So what we've been listening to as folks were trickling in is an album produced by some students that I mentor. I run a community organization called Black Space. We train Black teens in music, production, and writing, poetry, storytelling. And one of the projects that we created during the pandemic while we were quarantining was a lo-fi hip-hop album inspired by Durham. You can see this song is called Jordan Lake. Each of the songs are inspired by different landmarks around Durham, and these beats were 100% produced by local youth. It was a partnership with Discover Durham, which was formerly our Durham Visitors and Conventions Bureau. But it's just one example of one of the ways in which we utilize the arts to engage Black teens. So before we get started, I want to, just a little Durham quiz. While we're listening to these beats, I want to know who can name a landmark that is in this custom animation that we got done by Allison Hawkins, who is a really dope local illustrator. What you see?
Is that Black Wall Street?
Black Wall Street, yep. Okay, what else? We got one down. What else? What else do y'all see? D-Pack tickets, okay. Or some of y'all must be new to Durham because there's a whole lot up there. Yeah, part of the AU campus, so the Water Tower and the Lucky Strike Tower there in the background. Yep. Is anyone familiar with this candle? There's a Black-owned candle company in Durham called Bright Black Candles. They do candles inspired by Black cities. There's one for Durham, which has like tobacco and sage in it. There's Kingston, Jamaica. There's Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It's a Black-owned candle company that Beyonce highlighted when she did her Black business thing a couple years back. Bright Black Candles. They're in Durham over by Lakewood, by the Scrap Exchange. There's Carolina Soul Record Store. There's Polly Murray, an important historical figure, the Eno, which is a community place. So we keep it Durham. We keep it very Durham. We keep it very Black. And so just wanted to start with that. I also just want to share just a little bit about Black Space and what we do. So I'm just going to show like 90 seconds of this video about the kids behind the beats that you just heard. Welcome to Black Space. We are Afrofuturism digital makerspace based right here. Sorry. All right, there we go. Welcome to Black Space. We are an Afrofuturism digital makerspace based right here in downtown Durham, North Carolina. We do beats, we do MCing, we do poetry, we do 3D printing, we do digital storytelling, and we need your help. Afrofuturism is about merging technology, creativity, and entrepreneurship. Black Space is not your typical STEM program. We do culturally relevant STEAM curriculums centering art and centering people of color who are underrepresented in tech.
Because Black Space is an organization that helps the youth get into their inner music vibe, and it's like pretty dope. And you don't really see that too often around Durham.
Black space, and this is like the first place that I've actually felt like I found a family outside of my home.
I went home and I couldn't wait to come back. I find it empowering and amazing.
You should fund Durham and Black Space's Afrofuture because we are bringing the youth to a whole new level with skill sets that have not been brought anywhere else within this area.
All right.
You should fund.
Sorry, I'm rewinding this because I'm noticing Kennedy Carter here. This is one of our students, Kennedy, who was, I guess she was probably a junior or sophomore at Jordan High School at the time. She has since gone on to become like a huge photographer. She photographed the cover of Vogue UK with Beyonce and has photographed everybody. You know, to be very clear, she was a dope photographer before she came to Black Space. We had nothing to do with her fabulousness, but we were, you know, part of the village that helped put a camera in her hands and give her creative Black-focused projects to pour into. So just as I'm watching the video, I'm like, oh, there's Kennedy. Let me tell her story real quick. And just Durham-raised photographer that's, you know, gone on to travel the world and do great things. So like I said, these kids, this was a digital storytelling workshop. We've also done music. This year we're doing poetry, podcast, movement, our first dance workshop ever, and movement, podcast, poetry, and sacred tech, which is like audio engineering and sound design. So all of our stuff is free. We work with Black kids exclusively. I was just at Jordan High School yesterday doing a recruitment visit, and I'm coming to see you on Wednesday of next week, which is what happened at the networking session. Thank you very much. Hillside High School celebrating its centennial year this year, 100 years, one of 5
historically Black high schools left in North Carolina.
One of 5 historically Black high schools. And so, you know, extending this opportunity, this legacy that was planted so long ago, right here in the Bull City where I grew up. I went to school right down the street at Durham School of the Arts, product of Durham Public Schools. So anyway, that's a little bit about me, but that's not why we're here, though. We are here to talk about Black music and SEL, exploring social emotional learning and music through an unapologetically Black lens. Now, I got a question for y'all. What is Black music teaching us? I heard you got to clear your throat for this one. Let's go. What do you tell me?
This is just my opinion. I'm thinking it's teaching us how to destroy us. And that's sad because at 42, it gave me life. And I hate what I see it, in my opinion, doing to the young men and women that I work with.
Anyone else? We were talking about this last night with your playlist. And can you share with I'm sorry, I should ask you just to say your name and just identify like who you come with. I'm sorry, can we go back and then we'll go here?
Vincent Wilkins, I created a nonprofit called Distinguished Gentlemen. It's based out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm here with Action for Equity.
Nice. Welcome, brother. Thank you.
I'm Jahara Davis. My students, they call me Professor Davis. We heard from 2 of those bright minds today. They were 2, the young ladies on the panel. But I'm here because I'm one of the honorees for this evening. And I teach at Hillside High School, and I am the English department chair there. But when it comes to music, in my classroom, we call it Village University, and I allow them to create the playlist because I want to get to know them through music. And even though I teach English, we're a very hyped classroom. We do affirmations every day, those type of things, and we use music to do that. I also teach music in the classroom, and I can definitely agree with you because my students, when they talk about NBA Youngboy, it makes me so upset They're not even allowed to have him on my playlist. However, at the same time, I know that music has saved my life as well. And, you know, growing up in the church, those are things that I have to listen to start my day off right. But then also in moments of celebration, we can still, I think, when I think of like Bruno Mars redoing Love Train, or people redoing or sampling music, putting their own twist as a modern version that kind of allows our students, current students, to understand history, and then bring that forward for the generations in the past to also be a part of the present.
Let's go.
So it's moments where, you know, there's cons and pros, but I think it's just how do you incorporate that in the classroom in order for them to see the pros of it and educate them for how they can appreciate the past and where we are right now.
Yes.